I honestly have a feeling that if things had been done differently, I could have been having my twins even today. If the treatment that I got from the hospital was a bit different, the story was definitely going to be different. Hello, my name is Charlene, and welcome to a life of a first-time mommy who's trying to balance life being a mommy, a wife who is working, and also studying. So this is part 2 of how I lost my babies. So I realized blood was coming out of me, and I had to rush to the hospital. We got to the hospital around 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and when we got there, the waiting room was full. Fine, I got in. Actually, I was just told to wait in the waiting room so I just stood up. I knew this was not okay. Later, they called me in. They did check my temperatures and everything, blood levels, what. And I remember sitting in the waiting room. I was singing, "Be still and know that I am God." And at some point I saw, because I took time sitting and no one was attending to me, at some point I saw a nurse looking at me. I was singing out loud, but then I was just trying by almost to calm myself. Then she did enter me into the system, and she told me to go back into the waiting room. Remember, someone is coming in and she's telling you that I'm pregnant and I'm bleeding. That means that's an emergency. Fine. I went back into the waiting room, waited and waited until I started feeling some cramps. So the thing with me, whatever stage that I am at, I do a lot of research, I do a lot of reading, I watch a lot of videos surrounding those things. So I asked my husband to check for me, like whenever I would feel some crazy pains, and when the next pain is coming, how long was that? So we started at 12 minutes, and I saw it was going 9 minutes. I told my husband, I'm now in labor. I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I'm now in labor. I'm definitely going to give birth. And now the pain was becoming worse, and the waiting room was full. If we had to wait in the waiting room, because we were the last ones to come in, if we had to wait in the waiting room, honestly, maybe I was going to be attended around 2 a.m. because there were a lot of people. And you could see, and you could hear some people saying, I came here at 10 a.m., but they were still in the waiting room. Okay, cool. So the pain was becoming, it was becoming worse. I realized I'm now in labor. Remember, this is my first pregnancy. I don't even know what labor feels like. So I stood up. So the gate was actually closed where you could get a medication. So they would call you, then you get in, they lock the gate. So I went onto the gate and I saw a male nurse. I was like, may I please have a sanitary pad? I was like, oh, are you okay? I'm like, no. I broke down. I started crying and I started saying, I'm pregnant and I'm bleeding, but then no one is attending to me. I'm in serious pain. Luckily, the moment that I was talking to him, contractions came. So I felt so much pain that he also noticed that, no, man, something's going on. This person is actually in labor. So he gave me the sanitary pad, said, it's fine. Can you go and change and come back to me? You say, I'm the one who told you to come back. I'm like, cool. I went to the bathroom, changed, and I went back to the waiting room, took my stuff, and I told my husband that the nurse said I should come. So I got in, and my husband came in with me. And it's crazy how in some hospitals they don't want your husband to be there with you. So my husband was there. I explained everything, and the doctor was like, but guys, why were you leaving this lady sitting in the waiting room? Okay, fine. Again, I was put on the ultrasound. My babies were okay. Everything was okay. And then they said, it's fine. Let's see how it goes. We're like, can you at least transfer me to the at least next hospital? Because the thing is, you cannot go to a hospital that is far from you before going to the local hospital. So the local hospital is the one that will refer you to the other hospital. If you just go straight there, most probably they can ask you to go back to your local hospital. So there's no way that we're going to go to to the bigger hospitals directly. But that doesn't mean this hospital is small. No. So now we ask them, fine, can we at least hire a private ambulance so that we can go? Since you're saying there are a lot of people that are actually in the waiting room, that are actually in the emergency room waiting for the ambulance. Can we hire our own? And this other sister said, no, you can't, because you're in here. You are now our responsibility. I'm not your responsibility, but you don't have anything to help me. I'm in pain. I'm in serious pain. The fact that I'm bleeding yet I'm pregnant, it's not normal. Can't you see? It's not normal. Fine, no one could listen to that. The pain now was increasing. I don't know if that doctor that was there realized that it was becoming thank God. I don't want to pick any music. Okay, so I don't know if the doctor realized that this was the end of it. I don't know, but he didn't say anything to me. So I was just sitting in there. They were waiting for an ambulance for you. Yay! I was in there for a long time. Now the pain is increasing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. A few minutes past 7. I was given a bed. I couldn't even sleep on the bed. I was just walking around. I was just I was just grunting in pain. Labor, if I catch you. Then a few minutes after 7, I wanted to throw up. So I told my husband, now imagine we are in a room where there are like 6 patients. This one is old, this one is feeling what, this one is feeling what. So I told my husband, I feel like vomiting. So he's like, but where are you going to vomit? Like, I'm like, I don't know. The moment that he was trying to figure out what to do, I threw up. And the nurse aide that was in the room was like, did anything came out? Because she was asking about the vomit. Little did she know that the moment that I vomited, I gave birth to my first child. And guess what? That doctor that had attended me was now off duty at that moment. There was no doctor to attend to me. There was no specialist nurse for midwifery nurse to attend me, because the midwifery part is on its own. So this side that I was in, it's for other things. The moment I vomited, my baby came out. I gave birth standing. My husband had to... So the way I opened my legs, I was wearing a long tights and a track bottom. My husband had to pick me up quickly, put me on the bed, and started removing my clothes. By the time the other stuff was cold, my husband was already removing my clothes. The baby was out. And I'm telling you that other patients are in. So at this point, any water didn't break. I think it was for that thing that had happened a week ago. This baby, that's her bag that was torn. Okay, that it came out. So they quickly took me behind, put me in another bed for like giving birth. Now everyone can see that this is a serious issue, and now I'm crying. Hey, my husband don't even know what to do, and I'm in there. I waited for like 5 minutes. So during the time that I was waiting for the second baby to come, the other student nurse was like, so when I was screaming, when I was vomiting, there was a private doctor that was coming to see her friend at the hospital, a white lady. she was not on duty. She doesn't work there. She's the one who was then called to help. Like, can you come and help? Come and see this lady there. Now quickly explaining to her. Meaning to say there was no one to attend to me. Fine. Now we are waiting for the second baby to come out. A student nurse asked the senior that, can I take an incubator? Hey, the response, she said, this baby is too small. I don't think there's need for an incubator. Rather, take a scale, put on the scale. If the baby is below 600 grams, there's nothing that we can do about it. You're saying that I'm right there, and I'm waiting for the second one to come. But the nurse was saying that loud and clear. The student nurse went, took a scale, came back. She's putting my baby on the scale. The baby didn't reach 600 grams. Yay! Okay, fine. Around 5 minutes later, I started feeling contractions again. So there are a lot of people that ask, Kuti, if you're carrying twins, do you have both pains, or do you just have one pain, give birth, then give birth? Like for me, I had to wait for a few minutes. Then the contractions start coming again. Then I had to give birth to the second baby. They took out the second baby onto the scale, slightly below 600 grams. Hey, okay, fine. Now I'm looking at them like, so what? They look confused. They look as if they don't even know what to do. I'm like, what's happening here? My husband is next to me. I'm now crying. He's now getting emotional. He's trying by all means to be, but he's not. So they put my babies on the scale. Now they started squeezing me so that they can take my, what do you call it? My placentas out. So I had 2 placentas, so they took them out successively. And now what's next? They're asking each other, so what's next? So they asked me, it's fine, you can hold your babies if you want. There's nothing that we can do about it. But I'm holding my babies. They are breathing. They are playing. Like, the other one was actually like tapping me. I'm like, God, what do you mean? I'm checking at my babies. The other one was a girl. The other one was a boy. But there's something that I noticed. One of my babies was a bit darker. I think it's because of the water that that baby had lost, like when I had the rupture of the membrane. So somehow, I think, and now looking at the water that I had lost, that baby was no longer covered at all. Maybe she was just now in that bag, but with no enough water. Hey, I'm holding my babies, I'm crying, I'm like, God, what does this mean? And I can feel them, and I can feel my heartbeat. I could see the ribs, I could see the arms, the ears, the nose. The other one was looking exactly like my husband. The other one was looking exactly like my husband's brother. The girl was looking like my husband's brother. The boy was looking like my husband. I was like, what does this mean? You see, I could literally see everything. I saw the gender. Hey, and guess what happened? They said, you can hold your babies when you feel you're ready to give us, then you can tell us. But you can literally see that people are waiting for you, like, finish up, we want to get done with you and go. Like, how can you say you can have your babies, have time with them, but then you're waiting for me like so? Aibo. Then I was just said, it's fine. You can take the babies. It's fine. So, okay. We quickly started taking the babies. Just leave them on the tray to stop breathing. Oh, God. Just like, so that they can just stop breathing. I'm just waiting there for nothing. And later on, I saw the senior nurse that was there raping my babies in one of the hospital clothes. You know what you do when you go to a friend's house and she doesn't want to give you her containers, and you want to take maybe a bread from her or scones from her, then you just take a dishcloth, you wrap it up. That's how my babies were being held in front of me. Hi guys. Hi gay. In front of me. Okay, fine. Imagine I'm still in the moment, right? They had to bring me a consent form to sign so that I give a consent that am I going to bring an undertaker and do a normal funeral for my baby, or am I giving them permission to incriminate the baby? I'm saying I'm still in the moment. I haven't even given it a thought or communicated with my family that this had happened. What should I do? I remember talking to my husband, just checking in with him, like, what should we do? And I was like, no, it's fine. They can just, I don't know, what do you want? I was like, they can incriminate, it's fine. I was like, okay. And my husband wanted to help me sign. I was like, no, you are not the one that gave birth. Let your wife do that. In a very rude way. Okay, fine. I did the signing. I just gave them. I signed my babies out during that moment. Okay, fine. They took my babies away. That was it. That was the only time that I saw my babies. They took my babies away. I was taken back to the bed that I was. We slept. Also, because I was on drip, I could walk, but then they didn't want me to walk. So I was on drip, and guess what? When I was during the time that I was giving birth, just after giving birth, I was put on drip. The time that I was transferred to the second bed, the nurse forgot to switch on the drip. I don't know if it's switching on or what. So the whole time I'm looking at the drip, I'm like, nothing is, because we are then thinking, the longer this drip is going to take us, the longer we are going to stay here. We are done. We just want to go home. So I asked my husband, do you see any movement there? He was like, no. Like, okay, leave it for some time. Let's see if it's decreasing. Nothing was happening. So my husband had to come and put it on. I was like, don't put too much. Maybe something will happen to my veins if the pressure is too much. Okay, fine. So during that time, I asked the nurse that I wanted to pee. The nurse came in with that thing, and she helped me to pee while my husband was watching. From there, the whole night, there was no one to help me to pee. So every now and again, I was telling my husband, I want to pee. He would go into the bathroom, take that thing, that guy saw a lot, man. Like, he had seen it, shame. Hi, shame. He would help me throughout the whole night. Fine. The next morning, no explanation, no what. The next morning, a student nurse came in. So the next morning, when now the other doctors and other people were going to come for handover, they will be doing handover of all the patients. Sorry guys if this is getting quite long. Now the security guard wanted to tell my husband to go out. Hey. My husband was like, I'm not going anywhere. When my wife was struggling the whole night, not being able to pee, no one to help her, I was the one that was helping her. And now that the seniors are coming, you want to take me out, I'm not going anywhere. Hey, until that nurse, the male nurse that was there yesterday, they were like, no, leave him. Leave him. He wants to be with his wife. Okay, fine. They didn't hand over. I had no explanation of what is happening. I was just told we are going to take your both placentas to the lab, so that we can see what was the problem. But as of yet, we don't even know what the problem is. We are going to contact you 6 weeks from now when the results are out, so that we can send you the results. Actually, we will send them to your local clinic so that you can see what the problem was. And then another student nurse came, and she was like, can I have your details, your name, your phone number, so that we can book you up for counseling? Unfortunately, we can't do the counseling now because there is a long waiting list, so we'll definitely call you. Yay, let me take my baby. We'll definitely call you when there's a vacant, maybe after 2 weeks. I'm like, don't even bother. What if I had killed myself? I have committed suicide. That we must take your number. I was like, okay, fine. I wanted to give her a wrong one. My husband just gave him my number, and like, okay, cool. And now I realized I was just waiting for discharge. I was waiting to be discharged. No medication, no whatever. Hey, fine. And we were so sick and tired. We wanted to just go home. We were done with whatever that was going on. I remember us getting home around 10 a.m. I remember us getting home, and sure, we had to put the stuff that we had in the house, and oh my God, we broke down. We cried. Throughout this time, we never especially the night after I had given birth, we didn't cry. We were just like, it's okay. But when we got home, we lost it. We both cried with my husband, like not crying like like we cried. And after some time, like 30 minutes of crying, my husband then had to put some water for us to bath. We bathed and we slept. I think we slept around 11, only to wake up at 5, around 5 p.m. We went, our phones were off. We went to, and guess what? My mom was back home. She's asking, what's happening, guys? Oh, she was so stressing. We went to the mall. My husband said, let's go to the mall. We bought beef. We came back. We were like, we are cooking and we are going to eat. We cooked, had our meal, and we're like, this had happened. We are not going to do anything about it. It's not going to bring back our babies. And that was it. Today, I honestly have quite a lot of questions, to be honestly, because I don't understand what happened there. This hospital knew it's not supposed to attend to twin pregnancy. So why would they keep me there, knowing definitely that they are not even allowed to attend to twin pregnancies? They were just supposed to tell me, we are referring you. And why wouldn't they allow me to hire a private ambulance? I mean, they knew definitely either way they were not going to attend to me. And still, the whole night I didn't see an ambulance coming. And the other thing, why was there no doctor to attend to me? Why during the time that I was there was no doctor to attend to me or any specialist to attend to me? Another question that I had is, why do they have to dispose my kids in such a manner? And why would you say there's nothing like language? Why would she say there's nothing that we can do about it? If they get to this, there's nothing that we can do. Maybe just putting them for like a few hours just to like to show me that they have tried and there's nothing that they could do. Why would the nurse say such a thing? And sometimes I think, was there anything that I was supposed to do differently? I don't know. And I came to a point that I thought of suing the hospital, honestly. But then after some time, I thought there's no money, there's no amount of money or amount of what people say was going to bring back babies. So let me just ignore it and heal. But I thank God I've healed, and I thank God ended up giving me this special baby. Yes, baby, you are special. You are special. Thank you so much for watching. See you in our next video.